Hey guys, how are we? Massive day of racing, just fantastic. The quality. Autumn Glow's been scratched, which is a shame. And yeah, look, 17 selections for us. We've got a few short ones. We could have just left them out, but look, we'll leave them in, and you can decide what you want to do with them. There's definitely, you need a bit of luck in racing. You got horses that are odds on, even money. You're probably going to win half and lose half just from bad luck. So you're probably, backing horses like Via Sistina and Treasure the Moment and Tatsumaki, the horses I've got some of the short. I've got them in there because they're all going to be just awfully hard to beat. And we might have a great day. They all win. I don't know. And you could put them in a multi, and a bit of luck, they all get up, and you've got a bit of value there. But they're in. But as far as making money off those sort of horses, just need one to lose out of the four or the two, and even four of them, odds on even money. One loses, you're going to win one unit, so whoopie doo dee. So, but I've got them in. I've got them in for you, and we'll run through them. Last week was good. Like again, we had a lot of selections. I was a bit nervous, and we had two $9 winners, which was fantastic. I think we only had 14 selections, so that showed profit there for 4 units. And we had two very close seconds with Overpass, and the real killer was Miss Aria, which was a very close second at $10. So we won, and it could have been more, so that's always a good sign. But again, I'm not too comfortable with today with so many selections. Normally we only give 5, 6 selections, so 17's a lot. So look, let's run through them, and hopefully we'll do all right. I couldn't leave them out. I had to have them in. Today we won't go through the form. We'll go through my spreadsheet because there's so many of them, and we'll just quickly go over them. Look, Randwick race 2, I've got Sergeant Major and Canara. Sergeant Major, just love his form lines from last preparation behind Angel Capital. I loved his first up run. And I loved his second up run as far as a horse that wants more ground. He just kept his position in the race. I think it was behind Autumn Glow, and not many horses changed their position. He just kept going to the line real steady. It told me he wants 1,400. Not a lot of money for him. And then number 7, Canara, who last preparation ran in some really good races, and I thought third up from a spell. She went back from a wide barrier, and the leader won that race, and she almost won. So I love horses where they go, they not just they come from behind, it's against the pattern and race shape of the race. So I thought she was really good value. Tricky race. You might be tipped into some others. So I'm worried about losing 2 units there, but that's what we've got. We have to stick with our profiles, and that's Randwick Race 2, number 4, Sergeant Major, and Canara. Then Randwick Race 3, number 6, Well Timed. This is obviously a very rough tip, but again, we had to put him in. You can see my notes here as a multiple rater. For us, he's the highest rated horse in the race, and he's only put 1 foot wrong, which was last start, and he's been 25 lengths. So obviously something went wrong. You have to put a line through it. But he's also got this wide barrier to contend with. So, but there's going to be a lot of pace in the race. I'm sure Nash is going to take him back, and there's a lot of pace. He could be storming home and could get up at the $20. Rough, but being the top rater, we have to put him in, even though he's coming off a bad run and got a wide barrier. At that price, our rating says the best in the race. So it could be hit and miss, but we, in the end, was tossing to it. We had to put him in. We couldn't leave him out. Then we go to race 4, number 5, Inkaruna. This horse has been backed in. We sort of took the $5. It's getting short now, but we have to keep him in. Friedman's trained so well. They're such good trainers. We think his run behind the favourite was really good, and he's coming in fresh, second up, nice trial in between. Just everything is pointing for the horse to peak today, and we think he'll be hard to beat. Autumn Glow is scratched, as we said. We'll delete that. Treasurethe Moment. Well, what do you say? just nervous about these odds on, but there's nothing about this horse that says it should get beat. She ticked all the boxes, wet track, Sydney going last start. She won the Crown Oaks. She might be better over 2,000, but her ratings nearly 4 lengths above benchmark, which is rare where Aliana goes. She scared Aliana off, so she'll be hard to beat. Let's go to Randwick race 7, number 1, Duke to Sessa. It's gone into $8. I took 11. Again, I wish you could get these good prices, but hopefully, if they win, they're always a good price. Duke to Sessa. Caulfield Cup winner with 56 kilos. This went at $11. Okay, $8 now, but you're a Caulfield Cup winner with 56 kilos, and this prep seems to come back better. I like internationals that come back better each prep. It's only really his third prep, fourth, but real third prep for Ma. He keeps coming back better. This prep wins over a mile. Unlucky behind that other good horse. And then last start splits, is in between Dubai Honor and Vauban at weight for age. Mate, I think Kieran Ma fit, up on the pace. I really think Duke to Sessa is good value. At the $8, he's still a good bet. He's going to be hard to beat. I thought that was really good value. Via Sistina, if you saw my socials and some of my other stuff, I won't go on about it. But again, talk about rating patterns. He's got the same. Waller's done the same exact prep: 1,400 meter run, 1,600 meter run, and a 2,000 meter run, and then this 2,000 meter run, which was its Cox Plate last preparation. So she went 12 lengths above average. Will she do that again? I don't know. But if she does half that, she still probably wins this race. Scared of that Japanese horse. I don't know what you'll see. There's got a Japanese trainer. I can't remember its name. That Japanese horse, a little bit of fret. You can save on that around $10. The Japanese are always hard to beat. I'm not scared of Dubai Honor. And yeah, our ratings say that she's rating the same in the Cox Plate and she's going to jump. Chow Wolf, if it drew a barrier, is another horse that can get right up there in the ratings. So the Chow Wolf and the Japanese horse, you can have a little saver. But if she does what she does in the Cox Plate, she'll be absolutely unbeatable. But even if she does half that and goes around 6 lengths above benchmark, should be good enough to win. So we still will tip you into Via Sistina. Another one we tossed and turned, and that was Randwick race 10, number 3, Olentia. We think commemorative would be really hard to beat. Again, it was at $6, and I see she's around $4.50. It's great to see that the money and the support's there for her, but now she's getting a bit short with commemorative of danger. But again, this is another one we had to tip in to. She loves the Randwick 1200. She loves being fresh. She keeps stepping up to the 14, 15. She runs all right, but she loves the 1200 meter. Actually, most of her good forms at Rose Hill, but she hasn't had a lot of Randwick 1200 meter runs. It's the 1200 meters to the key. Another one has had a beautiful trial for this. And again, I had to put her in because all 3 starts this preparation, she's rated for us. So we just had to have her in. So that's our Sydney selections. Then we go to Bendigo, race 6, number 3, Tatsumaki. This horse rated for the roof first up, and we didn't think it was 100% fit. This is a horse that it's probably missed the big races, and it's running against horses that are not at its level. It runs for us about 2.5 lengths above average, and it's in a race that none of the horses even rate above average for us. So we talk about Via Sistina and Treasure Moment. This is probably the good thing for the day. Bendigo race 6, number 3, Tatsumaki. Then we go to Bendigo race 8. We tossed and turned if we should tip in this race. We think Wonder Boy's come back, is hitting the form that it showed, especially over the 1400. I was like, okay, it's got the 60, but it's not giving huge weight to some of its rivals. But as you can see, we've also got Bendigo race 8, number 9 in the same race, Royale. So I was going to leave the whole race alone, but I think one of those two will win. And you're getting 2 units for Wonder Boy, and you're getting around 6 units for Royale. So obviously we want Royale win, and we're going to win some good units. And if Wonder Boy wins, we're only going to win 1 unit. So it's all about Royale, but I didn't want to just tip you that in and not Wonder Boy. So, Wonder Boy's a class. It's gone to Sydney and back, but it's only its 5th run this prep, and it's had a 5-week break. So he shouldn't be over the top. And his last 2 runs, he'll be very hard to beaten this. Royale, I believe, is absolutely set for this race and dropped 6 kilos off its last run. It was very keen in front. And I think this horse is going to go to the front and Wonder Boy is going to be at the back. So we've got both horses in the race, one a leader and one. So no matter how the race is run, I think we've got it covered. And I think it's a very good Bendigo winner. And I'm looking at McAvoy. I can sense they've aimed the horse for this race. It's going to peak 3rd up from a spell. That's why we got it in. And look, Bendigo race 8 in the same race, number 12, Forever in Time, around $23. Have a little bid on this horse. It's got some good form lines. Don't like the jockey, Charlene Heffel, but at $23, just have a small saver on this horse. I think horse is improving on the way up. Bendigo race 10, number 12, Pivot City, another horse that's really, really short, but this horse is absolutely flying since it's been gilded. So just flying. So got to put it in. It's a little bit short. As you can see, I've got horses here, Marble 9 and Sunshine in my pocket, that they got good potential. So I'm not quite comfortable with the horse at around 270, 280. But if you just shut out the competition and just think of Pivot City, this horse is going to be awfully hard to beat. So I've left it in. Normally I'd probably put a horse out like this that's too short, but I've just put the shorties in for today because these short ones are just in great form and going to be awfully hard to beat. Hopefully we've got the punting gods with us. And we go to Doomben. We only had one selection in Doomben last week, and that was Compelling Truth, and it won at $9. I think we've got good value here. Doomben race 3, number 7, Ring Bearer, around the $10. Not a lot of starts. Horse on the way up. It's jumping 200 metres. It won on a soft 7 last start. It's going to be rain affected. It was a good run last start. Should improve. Drops 4 kilos. Jake Bayless, not quite my jockey, but he's on Savannah, the next tip. C. Collis, great jockey, great appellants, claims too. So I thought Ring Bearer was really good value with its profile. And then we go Doomben race 4. Savannah Gangster, again, another horse up in state. That's the one Scott Jacob Bayless. It's trading around $31. Drops 4 kilos. We've got 2 horses here misting. Both of them come from class 3 and class 1 horses. And they dropped the 3-year-old open, and it looks like a jumping class, but it's not. When I know it's getting late in the season, these horses are almost 4-year-olds, but when they're running against the older horses and, got the same weight and they perform in those races, going back to their own 3-year-old is actually not a jumping class. And I think the bookmakers and punters are not onto that, and that's why we get good prices. I was actually looking at a punter and Mr. Babaluski. They rate for us. I'm not comfortable at those prices on the wet track, and I think these horses are going to give those horses an almighty shake. Doomben race 4, number 7, Savannah Gangster, and number 10, Misting. Then we go to Morphetville race 5, number 2, Gallant Sun. Going to be hard to beat. Moody is hitting his straps. His horses are starting to come back to form. And this horse rated benchmark twice for us on average, both runs, and he might peak third up and go to another level, and that makes him really hard to beat. Morphetville, race 5, number 2, Gallant Sun. Then we go to our last selection, Ascot, race 8, number 2, Rope Them In. Again, this horse a multiple raider, Ascot, 1200. Once they put the blinkers on this horse, he became a sprinter. He's won first up. He might have wanted more ground, but I love this 21 days here. I love it's 3 weeks before the race. Just keeps him fresh. There's a good horse called Joker's Grin, but I think this horse is better, and I think this horse is going to reel him in. He's going to rope him in. Going to rope Joker's Grin in, and at $5, I just thought at second favourite $5. That's really good value for a horse that rated for us very highly at this track and this distance, and shown this comeback well first up. So yeah, good play that one. Ascot race 8, number 2, Rope Them In. Hey guys, good luck. Wish you all the best. Be careful. Be careful. We can miss here. Terribly. So you got to just be careful. I like when the big races slow down, and we get horses like this Doomben. Not that these Doomben horses they can all miss. They're all big prices, but I like it finding more value, and it's hard to find value on these big race days. So be careful, guys, and I wish you all the best, and I'll see you guys next week. Thanks. Bye.